Think about the generations and to say we want to make it a better place for our children and our children's children, so that they know it's a better world for them, and think if they can make it a better place.
There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love, and this place is much brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you'll find there's no need to cry. In this place, you feel there's no hurt or sorrow. There are ways to get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space, make a better place, heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. If you want to know why, there's a love that cannot lie. Love is strong, it only cares for joyful giving. If we try, we shall see. In this bliss we cannot feel. There are dreams, we stop existing and start living. Then it feels that always love's enough for us growing. Make a better world, make a better world, heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for living, make a better place for you and for me. And the dream we were conceived in will reveal a joyful face. And the one we once believed in will shine again in grace. Then why do we keep strangling when this earth crucifies its soul? Though it's plain to see this world is heavenly, be God's love.
everyone. Good morning. Good morning once again. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. So I know that we are joining from different parts of Africa. So in Nigeria, it's currently 10:36 a.m. Good morning from Nigeria. Please let me know where you're joining us from in the chat box. Kindly put your name, if you are representing an organization, let us know the organization you're representing. Let us know where you're joining us from in the chat box. Thank you so much for joining. I see 43 people on the call. More people are going to join us, so please keep it coming. Keep the introductions coming. Thank you. I haven't seen anything in the chat box, guys, so I need to know how you guys doing. Where are you joining us from? Please introduce yourself in the chat box. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Let me see it coming. Wow, I haven't seen anything in the chat box. Can anybody hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me. Just drop 33 on the chat, just to be sure that you can hear me. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Good morning once again. I see hands raised. Okay. Hi, Fifumi. I believe you can hear me. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mikhail. Thank you, Inye. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. It's great to have everyone here. I can see 49 on the call, so it means that, 50 actually. So it means that the numbers are rising. Thank you for joining us again. My name is Victoria Waifo. I work with Leap Africa and I work on the YDOS project as a program officer. And as you know, the YDS project is that project that is very dear to our hearts at Leap Africa. It is a Pan-African program where our goal is to mobilize young people across Africa to empower them with skills, support them with resources to be able to carry on change projects that can cause an impact in their society and in Africa at large. And so today is our day 2. We actually had the first induction ceremony on Monday where we spoke to you about what we do at Leap Africa, who we are, what the YDS project is about, and what we are hoping, what the goal and the big picture is for us at Leap Africa from this year's project implementation. So thank you very much for joining us on this journey. This journey is one that is going to be very transformative for you at the end of it. So the bootcamp, the essence of this bootcamp is to empower you with skills that you need to be able to carry on impactful projects such that your project is sustainable, it is something that is realistic, and it is something that is going to cause a big change in the society. Thank you for introducing yourself. I can see so many introductions on the call. I see people from Kenya. I see people from Nigeria. I see people from Malawi. I see people from South Sudan. Wow. I see so many people joining us here. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. So we'll go right into the start of the program. We have, this morning we'll be taking a quick session on multimedia documentation. And we have a facilitator in the room that is going to do justice to that session. I would like to encourage you to please listen actively and engage in the chat box. If you have questions, please allow the facilitators to finish before you share your questions. You can use the chat box to share your questions, and we'll take notice of that and address it at the appropriate time. So please listen attentively. Try to minimize distractions around you so that you can get the best out of this session. Our facilitator today is my big colleague. I call him my Oga. He's my big colleague at Leap Africa. His name is Joshua, and he is a communications coordinator at Leap Africa, and he's right here on the call this morning. Hi, Joshua. Can you hear me? Okay, someone says they can't hear me. Do you want to check your audio? Yes, please check your audio and let me know. Okay, fine, you can hear me. So that means it's your audio then. Check your audio and try to log in back. Thank you. So like I was saying, we have a facilitator in the room. His name is Joshua, and he works at Leap Africa. He's a comms coordinator at Leap Africa, and he does a fantastic job. In fact, he's the best person for this session. So I'm going to be listening in as well and learning from him as he takes us through this session for about 20 to 30 minutes, thereabouts. Like I said before, please ensure that you actively listen, you participate, and you ask questions where necessary. So with a virtual applause, can I see a virtual applause in the chat box, please? Please make welcome Joshua Olawiyi as our facilitator for today. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Let me see your claps. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you. Hi, Joshua. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Victoria. Good morning from here. I believe you can hear my voice clearly. Okay, all right. Thank you so much, everyone. I am so happy to be here and to see about 74 on the call right now across the continent of Africa. It's a great privilege to be in your midst, and this is so great. This is another YDOS 2024. It promises to be bigger and better over the for over 5 years now, YDOS, and we've been making great impact across the continent. We are playing our part in the development of the continent because we believe that the young people are the great assets for the transformation of Africa, and then we are playing our part. Different people have been contributing since the first year of YDOS, and this is another one. And I'm happy to be among transformative leaders on the call this morning from Nigeria. So I will be discussing multimedia, media, but basically I would cap everything as storytelling. So I'll be sharing with you. Basically, the goal is I want you to know that you're a storyteller, and want to even show you some tips that would help you to be a better storyteller, specifically for the YDOS. And I'm looking forward to the engagements that will be happening on this call this morning. So thank you so much. I can see the welcome. I can see the clap. I appreciate, and I'm so happy to be here. So I'll be sharing my screen. So that will guide our conversation this morning. Okay, so basically it's media guide. You are volunteers and you're project lead for the YDOS, and then you'll be carrying out different projects across your community, wherever you find yourself. You're addressing a problem, and your project is solving that problem. We have a goal to tell that story. We want to tell the story. We want to let the world know what we are doing, what you are doing as a contribution for the transformation of Africa. So see yourself as a you are part of something big, something bigger than youth, something bigger than what you are doing. So what you're doing is a contribution to a very big effect in the continent. So you are part of the change agent, and then we want to tell the story of your activity. And so we're all storytellers. That's what it means. So you are going to play a role in that storytelling action. So my goal, my activity, and then my assignment here is to tell you what we plan to do, and where you come in, and then how you can help achieve that goal. So like I said, we want to tell the story, and okay, we want you to tell your story first of all before we tell the story. You telling the story is very important to us, and you have to even understand the story you're telling. So beyond the project you're doing, I believe you have been told that you'll be reporting your project at the end, and beyond writing the articles or filling the forms that will be given to you, we wanted to show a visual evidence of what you have done, really to show in pictures and in videos of what you have done and what the impact that you have made. And that's what we'll put together as a documentary, which is our goal at the end of this project, YDOS. So we typically produce a documentary that will document all the projects across the continent, and then we want to collect all of that. So we need you to contribute in that documentary. So you have to, it starts with you telling your own story. And I'm going to show you the things that we expect from you. It's about seeing the action as it happens. When you're on the field, whatever you're doing, whether on SDG 1 or 2, something on climate change, something on education, whatever the project is, and whatever problem you're addressing, wherever you find yourself, you visualize what you're doing and you capture the moment, basically. You capture the moment and you preserve it. It's memories, even for you. Oh, this is what I did in 2024 during the YDOS. It's also important for us to understand, to see what you are doing in your community. So how you capture it matters, what you capture matters, and how you share with us also matters. And that is what I'm also going to speak into. So look at this. Something is happening here. A woman is holding something, and there's a camera in front of him. So mind you, this person is actually holding a mobile phone. So which means that even if you can't access a professional camera, your mobile phone can do justice to it. And even how you're going to use it is what I'm going to show you today. So before you start, I think the key thing is to even plan before you start. And the first thing is to know what you should capture. You know your project, and then you should identify what are the things in this project that we're going to do that will be very important for storytelling. Highlight them, identify them. And it's important that you even pay attention to them so that while you are doing the project, you can know specifically what you should be capturing. So plan to capture important activities such as the project launch, the peak activities, and the project completion. So we like to see what happened, what's the state of the project before you start, and what is the state when you completed it. So for example, if your project is to repaint a school facility, if that's your project, you want to capture, take a picture or video of how the school was at the initial state. And then when you completed the project, we'd like to see what you have done. So we'll see the before and the after. And I think it's also important that within your team, you should have somebody that is responsible for this capturing of the visuals, the photography, videography. And I have interview here. We want you to also identify people that will speak to that project, tell the story of that project. ensure that they also understand what they need to do. So if they are not on this call, the things that you would get from this call, you can help put it together and give them as guide. So even we're going to share a video guide document in which would be more detailed than what I'll be presenting today. So you can actually read through and share with the person you're going to assign that should take the photograph or video and do the interview necessary. And this person would use that guide to do what needs to be done. Prepare the equipment you're going to use. You need a camera to tell the story, preferably a professional camera, so that the quality can be good enough. And then if you don't have access to a digital camera, DSLR or a mirrorless camera, the Sony, the Nikon, your mobile phone can do the job. So you can still capture the moment, even if you don't have access to this equipment. Yeah, basically. So now when we talk about, so there are two things, photography, videography. So pictures, videos. So let me talk about the photos now. What should you be taking? We want you to take action shots. Capture participants actively engaged in a project. When they are doing something, we want to see action. So if it is planting of tree, we want to see them planting the tree. Whatever the project is, we want pictures that shows action, what they're doing. We also want to see portraits of the volunteers on the team, like take a picture of each of them. We want to know them visually. It could be a candid shot. It could be a post shot where they actually, be intentional about facing the camera to get that portrait shot. We want you to give us the portrait shots, the action shots, like I said before, the before and after of your project, and also put the group together and get a group shot for the photography. When we talk about the videography, something similar, but because video is motion in nature, there are specific things that we want you to take. So there are different framing of your camera that you need to pay attention to. So a wide shot, we want you to get a wide shot. First of all, a wide shot shows what the whole environment look like. So if it's a school, what does the whole school look like in a wide shot? If it is if you are planting tree, what does that environment look like? Just to establish the environment. So we want you to get a wide shot of wherever you are. I want to be able to see how the whole environment looks like. Take it from different angles. And that is both for pictures and for videos. Videos, you can take a static video shot of that environment. You can also take another shot, probably a little movement, maybe pulling in or pull out, just to give it that dynamic feel, because it's video, and so it's not just static, it's not a picture. It should have that motion feel, but it's not compulsory that you have to move, so that you don't even shake the camera, because having it steady is also important, except you have access to a steady cam that can help you get the best movement. Close-up shots, getting close to the action, the planting of trees or whatever you're doing. Let the camera be close to you. Let us see it in detail, not a wide shot now, but a close-up. Focus on who is doing the job or doing that activity. Focus on what is being done. Focus on the material being used. Or you have the leaves, you have the gloves, you have the paint, if it's for painting. Take different shots of the materials, make close up. A medium shot could be getting the person and the activity being done, just a mix of a close-up and just a little detail around, not necessarily a wide shot. So give us different shots that way. And then there's a part of harvesting feedback from people. We call them the talking heads. So you get interviews of the organizer, the project lead, and even the beneficiaries. If you're in a community and you're doing something for the community, get feedback from them on what they have to say to your project, but you have to frame it well. So I believe I am centered in this video that you can see right now. I think it's a good way to just frame your shot. It's a safe way. So put the subject at the center of your frame, your camera frame. Have a little edge room, so it's not, the head is not getting to the border of the camera. There's a little space, but not too much, just to put the person in the center of the frame. And there is a the allowance on in the shot. So that framing is very key. And like I have here, slightly off center. So it is usually there's rule of third where you have, I don't want to be too technical in my presentation because some of us are not familiar with photography, but the safe space to have people, to have your subject is in the middle. A little towards the right, if I'm facing this direction, will be fine. If it's this way, because my perspective is towards direction. So now I'm not at the center, I'm towards the other extreme end, but not to the end. So that's a little off center, but a safe place to frame your subjects is in the middle. And then avoid distracting background. I believe you like my background. That's why I don't want to change my background. I'm using my natural background there. And it's not distracting because you don't really have things happening at the background too much that's distracting. But also, it's also good to have the interview at the location so we could see what is happening at the back, but not distracting. So put that into consideration when you are taking your shot. So before I continue, I just want to confirm that we are still following. If you are still following, just put it in the chat and just say, what will I just put any emoji of your choice. I would like to see your emoji. If you are still with me, I would like to see different emoji, your favorite emoji. Okay, fire, I can see that. Okay, nice. We did together. Yeah, that's good. All right. Yeah. I'm glad to know that you are still with me. Okay, so now I was talking about the interviews. So these are guiding questions that you can ask to capture insightful stories and reflection. Ask open-ended questions so that you give them the opportunity to pour out their mind, because we want them to say how they feel about what you're doing. And so if you're asking from participants or volunteers, your team, so what motivated you to participate in YDOS? We would like to know. How has your experience today impacted you personally? Those are guiding questions. What message do you want to share with other young people about leadership, about service, about volunteering, community development? So if it is the host, the community where you're doing the project and you find a representative of that community, you can ask questions like, how has this project impacted your community? What's changed? Did you notice? What are the changes that you notice, as a result of what we have done? What do you hope to see the long-term outcome of this initiative that we have done? We would like you to get feedback from them in that video and take pictures also. For the project lead, we would like to know you to speak to the problem also. Let us know what exactly is the problem you have identified that inspired that project that you've done. Start with telling us the problem. We are trying to contribute to the aspiration, the SDGs, the aspiration, and there are problems that we are facing globally, and even in the context of Africa, there are issues that are going on, and young people are coming out, showing up to contribute to that development. So in your own community, you have identified a problem, and that inspired the projects that you're doing. So the question is, what is the problem? So speak to the problem. This is why you're doing the project. You can then go further to talk about the project itself. Describe the planning process. Let us know the details. What was the journey like for you as a project lead? What are the challenges you face in the process? You had certain limitations, speak to it, and how did you overcome them? And then what does this project mean for the future of your community and even for Africa? So we want you to speak to that. So now get consent. It's very important that before you take any video, video interviews or to even capture that environment, it is important that you ask for permission from the interviewee or the participant before filming. So before you click on your camera shutter, let them know that you'll be doing that and get permission from them. Let them know that you'll be using this, and these photographs and videos would be featured online, and they might likely see themselves on social media or on any streaming platform. So that they will feel like you value them. It's very important. And then we typically have a consent form in which you can give to them to just feel and insert their consent that, okay, I've given you permission to interview me, to capture my video and use it for the storytelling. So we will give you sample of this consent that you can share with them. In a situation where there's no form for them to fill, we typically ask them to speak to the camera and say, okay, do you give us permission to use your video and this, and they will speak to the camera that, okay, I've given you permission, you can use it. So it is captured that they have given you that permission. So it's very important that you value them enough to let them know that what you'll be doing with the visuals that you are capturing. So getting consent is very important. And record necessary visuals. So record what is very important. What you know will tell story, the details. Those are the things that we need. Record highlights of a project, the distribution of relief packages as an example, if that's what you're doing. Whatever the project is identify what is important at that time, and then specifically do that. Okay. So quality matters. Quality matters. So quality matters. That means ensure that your camera is set at the highest available quality. So the highest available quality. So whatever the highest available quality is in your camera or your mobile phone, let it be. So if your phone can shoot 4K, shoot 4K. So that we can have quality visuals. You can do this by changing, so in your camera setting on your phone, to 1 or 2 standard setting for shooting a video. So there's 1080p, there's 4K, and I believe most mobile phone can shoot 1080p now. So you can check that quality matters, but story matters more. So regardless of the quality, what you are capturing is more important to us. So if you have something important, we know that this thing or your projects or those elements you want to capture, and you don't have access to the 4K, to the 1080p, whatever you have access to, capture it. You don't even have a video camera and you have access to a photographic camera, capture the still, and whatever you have, still make sure you capture the moment for you and for us. You have that for yourself. You can post on your social media. You have it on record of what you have done. And then you also share with us for us to build the story of YDOS together. So avoid zooming in while shooting a video to reduce the quality. It reduces the quality of the video. So when you're zooming, I'm talking about a a mobile phone now, when you zoom in a mobile phone, the quality of the visual reduces. So because we want quality, so it's better you move closer to the subject than to try to zoom in from your phone. But for digital camera, the quality remains. Although for some, especially when you talk about the aperture, if I don't want to go, I'm avoiding technical terms that you may not understand. A majority might not understand. So, but basically, try to move in where necessary instead of zooming in your mobile device. Okay. The next one would be prioritize landscape shooting. So landscape is this dimension. Portrait mobile dimension is portrait. So we want you to take both. So take shots of landscape and the portrait dimension. A good example is my phone. So this is my phone. You can take it this way or this way, either like this or like this. But we want you to prioritize a landscape shoot this way. Most digital camera are in this form, and the story we want to build mostly will be in the landscape. But we have a portrait versions that will still go on social media. So prioritize landscape, why we wanted to shoot in both, and then you share with us. Leverage light sources. So basically, natural light is the best. Natural light is the best. So identify where you can have access to the light sources. The sun coming in the direction of the sun, leverage it, even when you're doing an interview in the outdoor. So let the subject face the sun so that the sunlight can bounce on the subject. And so don't let the sun be behind the subject you are recording. So look at the environment, the light source around you, and leverage the light source for your recording. So even if it's an indoor and you don't have any professional lighting, you can look for the room light where the bulb is and let your subject face that direction so that the light can illuminate on your subject. So leverage the light sources you have around you. All right. So I would like to play a video with for us to see. Let me see. Just give me a moment. Let me play a video so you can see what we have done. But in the meantime, I would like to see you, put in a comment section if you understand everything I've been saying so far. If not, maybe there's a part that is not clear. You can just put it on the chat box. Let me see. Are you good? Is it clear so far? If it's not clear, if there's any part that is not clear, let me know. But I want to know. Okay, I believe we all, if we have visited Leap Africa's YouTube channel before, if not, I am showing us that I'm introducing Leap Africa's YouTube channel to us. So if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, I want you to do that. There on our channel, we have different video content. One of it is the YDOS videos that we've done in the past. And that's where I want to play a video to us right now, just to show us some of the things that we've done in the past and give an idea of the kind of videos that we would be expecting from you. Okay. Just a second. Okay. So I'll be sharing my screen now. The audio. Just a moment. So please confirm that you can hear the audio. I want to be sure that the audio is also playing. You can't hear the audio. Okay. Okay, no audio. Let me share it so the audio can be inclusive. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you should get the audio now. All right. So enjoy the video now.
Goal we had set for ourselves this year is to hit a minimum of 6,000 volunteers. Our goal and our target is we want to plant a minimum of 2,500 trees. We also want to collect a minimum of 25,000 kilograms of waste.
We collaborated with, majorly with Leap Africa and as well with, some other organizations across Africa to help us, channel this message to the right place.
This partnership with BSG and Leap Africa is something that we're extremely proud of, because as BSG we have focused on youth empowerment in different areas.
Welcome to the city of Tlemcen, the second largest city in northwestern Algeria. Located in the city is a highly ranked, prestigious institution of learning, the University of Abu Bakr Belkaid. As part of the Youth Day of Service, a team of 21 vibrant young people came together to clean the environment of the students' residence, which was hitherto filled with pockets of refuse and dirt. Elegushi Beach played host to two significant projects for the Leap Africa Youth Day of Service. First, we journey into the tree planting activity at the Elegushi Beach, hosted on separate days by teams from Leap Africa team and DAO Seek Together.
I would say it's amazing work, getting people together from all walks of life and doing something this impactful. We're not the only ones running a project today. All over Africa, projects are actually going on, and it was because Leap Africa mobilized the action to happen.
We moved to the beach cleaning exercise, where a good number of young men and women from Schneider Electric Nigeria took time out to exercise, play, and clean up major parts of the beach as part of the Leap Africa Youth Day of Service campaign. The Green Futures Initiative is one of the youth-led environmental groups in Uganda with friendly, vibrant youths that are working to revive the importance of tree planting in the country and ultimately conserve nature. Working with the Leap Africa Youth Day of Service, the Green Futures Initiative team set out to plant over 300 trees at the Uganda Wildlife Conservation Education Center. The tree planting project also took place in Kenya at the Center for Development and Peace, CDP. a community-led youth initiative with a shared vision of promoting good governance with youth engagement, where 1,000 mangrove trees were planted in support of the Youth Day of Service. The team from Clean Earth Gambia, a non-profit organization dedicated to creating awareness about the environment, embarked on a tree planting campaign in Bakau, Gambia.
Clean Earth Gambia, in partnership with many other organizations, are here to plant trees like moringa, mahogany, cashew and maline in Bakau Newtown School.
The Leap Africa Youth Day of Service was more than just an exercise for volunteers to commemorate a special day. It was a time for bonding, fun, collaboration, unwinding, creating memories, and making a positive impact on society. The mood at Falomo High School, Lagos was in high spirits as a team from Leap Africa, principal, vice principal, and alumni of the school were present to share in the fun of the day. The Project Enable Africa, PEA, is designed to foster the spirit of volunteerism amongst youth with disabilities and inspire them to continuously be active change agents in their communities. Supported by Leap Africa and DAO Seek Together, Project Enable in Lagos and Johannesburg organized and bought different foods to be shared with indigent and disabled people in communities in a food drive project.
I'm happy we've been able to sensitize some girls and boys on the need to fight against gender-based violence. So
I really learned a lot today because I learned how to use fabric to fight against violence.
We have been having drainage blockages, canal problems around, particularly Shomolu Bariga, a flood-prone environment.
So today, in commiseration with the Youth Day of Service, we are coming to the community of Shomolu to create an awareness about recycling, tell them how they can convert so-called waste to wealth. So today there will be instant gifts for the people that are bringing materials to tell them that recycling pays.
It was an extraordinary day for the children where they get to meet and engage with professionals in the life skills industry and as well as from the academic industry.
And I'm very delighted this morning that this day Coca-Cola have prepared for this kid to be in a position to nurture their talent.
Please go online, register for the Youth Day of Service, meet people, volunteer. This is one of the most monumental times in Africa. As a youth, step on board, come on board. Be a youth, be youthful and useful.
Right. Oh wow, thank you. Wow, amazing. So what's your thoughts about the video? This is 2 years ago, 2022, Youth Day of Service. And this just highlights just little visuals from the whole activity. Thank you so much for the feedback on that. Such a beautiful video. Thank you, Kelechi, for that. Video is amazing. Sasa, thank you. Thank you. All right. So now 2024 is here, and it is your story that we'll be telling. And then you have to tell your story first. And that's the essence of what we are discussing this moment. We want you to tell your story. The quality in terms of the visuals, the quality in terms of the story is also very key. And we're speaking to how you will be sharing the video with us. We'll prefer that you don't edit the video you'll be sharing with us, in sense like you would pull them together, and then you could package, then you share the package video to us. We like you to share the video in its raw form, so we don't lose the resolution. So it is not compressed, because we will still process the video and make a full documentary with it. So if possible, you share with us the raw form of the video. When you have the moment all the shots you capture, put them together. This is how we wanted to upload it. If you can create a Google Drive, and then you upload all these visuals, the videos, the pictures, and another thing you can do for us is to label them so we can understand what is happening. If possible, just label them, or you have a short list that you label. We would like to understand your visuals that you'll be sharing with us. So upload these visuals in a Google Drive, and share the link of that folder in that Google Drive. So you create a folder in your Google Drive, create a folder, call it YDOS service, the name of your project, that's the name of the folder. And then you upload the videos and the pictures inside that folder. Then you share the link of that folder with us. Remember to make the link accessible for us. You can just make it accessible by anyone. So anyone with a link. So when we receive the link, we can access the folder, and we can extract the content of that folder. So that is how we want you to share the video with us, in that best form. In that level of quality is very key. I would like to speak to audio too. When we talk about videos, a video is divided into two. When you look at the video, you are seeing me and you can hear me, right? You are seeing me and you can hear me. So which means we have the video and the audio part of a video that you see. So the visual, what you can see, the video part and the audio part. So I've talked about the video part, how you frame your shot, what you capture. Now I want to emphasize on how important the quality of the audio should be also, specifically for the interview. To avoid noise in the environment, if you can access an external mic that you can put on your talking head, the subject that you are interviewing, that would be very good. But in case you don't have, you can find yourself recording your interviewee in a relatively quiet location. So you can move away from where noise is, or try to control the noise in your environment so that you can get a clean recording of the interview. But your normal activity, when you are capturing those shots, footages of what is happening, the natural audio in that environment, it's fine. We like to even know if you are playing the music in that moment. So we don't necessarily need the audio there. All we need is the visuals. But when you're conducting the interview with the talking heads, speaking with the representative in the community, interview with the talking the project leads and the members of the team, people who were part of the volunteers, it's important that you manage the noise in the environment. So audio is very key, as much as the visuals that you would be recording also. So I've talked about the photography. I've talked about why this is very important for us and for you. We want to tell the story, and we want to let people know what you are doing, and to inspire others to be part of it. So you can agree with me that anyone who sees this video I just played will be inspired to be part of it, to want to be part of other young people in the continent doing something for the development of the continent. And so we want your story to inspire others. We want your story to make somebody want to be part of it, to do something. And somehow, a lot of people are interested in doing something, but they don't know what to do. So your story can give them an idea of problems they can solve, of solutions that they can provide. And so that's why we are very particular about how you tell your story. We want it to be as detailed as possible. And when you are speaking to your project and when you are capturing your project, be as detailed as possible. So I've also spoken to the importance of getting consent from your interviewee. I will try to respond to some questions here. Let me see if there's any particular question. So I'm checking through the chat box now for any question that I need to answer. So I'm reading through. Okay, so permit me, I hope I pronounce your name well. Bauta mentioned that it is clear, but we will still appreciate you share the record across. I believe it's available. It's streaming live on YouTube. So if you can access our YouTube channel at Leap Insights. But a simple way is go to YouTube and type Leap Africa. It takes you to the channel. Then you can have access to this live recording and every other videos that we have on that platform. So it's available there. Even the video I played right now is on our YouTube channel. Let me move to Rosemary. It's clear, but I would let you to say more on the consent part. What if they refuse? Do you persuade them or you go to someone else? Well, if they refuse, it means it's either they don't understand what you are trying to do or they are not interested. So if they don't understand, you can try to explain what it means to them, that this is what you want to use the video for. This is the essence, and this is why you want them to speak to it. And in that point of understanding, and they insist that they don't want to be featured, you avoid them. It's safe that way because they have told you not to capture them. So it's good not to capture them. So I think that answers your question. You go someone else, just like you have said. So persuading basically is just to explain to them what it means so that they can have understanding. And in a situation where they have the understanding and are still not interested, it's safe to just let them be. Okay, moving on to another question. My question is that my proposal have been uploaded in YDOS, and please, which steps am I going to take? So that's the essence of this meeting. Believe the programs team, Victoria, would be able to give you guide on what to do after you have registered your project, what next. That's the essence of these sessions that we're having. So just stay tuned to all the sessions we're going to have in this bootcamp. You have all the details you need. I believe Victoria will also speak to that further. The video, okay. I hope we will get this video as a sample for the media guy of our project. Yes, we're going to share the video guide. There'll be a video guide that will be shared with you. And we'll put links. We'll put links to videos that you can watch to give you a guide. So we are promising that there will be a video guide that will be shared with you. So you can also share that with your media person on your team. Like I mentioned, you'll be focusing, the project lead will be very heavy on the project itself. So there's supposed to be somebody else who is primarily responsible for the media. So you can delegate that, let the person know that, okay, this is what you are doing on this project. You are capturing all the activity, and this is the guide. So the guide we share with you, you can share with this person, and the person will just follow through. And you will also monitor to ensure that the guide is being followed, and you are able to share the videos with us. Yeah. Stay reading through questions. So please, you can drop questions if there's anyone I've not answered. So someone asked if the session's on YouTube. Like I said, it's on YouTube. Can you give us some areas we can take videos from, e.g. like schools and climate? I'm not sure I'm clear on this question. If you can give context to it, can you give us some areas we can take videos from? What I mean by areas we can take videos from, for example, schools and climate change. So if you are doing a project on climate change, I want to believe your question is what you should capture. I'm not sure if that's a question, if that's what you're speaking to. So for climate change, depending on the project you are executing, so if it is tree planting, if it is whatever, it is awareness work, just identify the actions in your project, and that is what you should capture. I'm not sure if this answers your question, Sasa, Emmanuel. You can put context to it so that I can help give clear response to that. So there's a question here. What impact has the YDOS, I believe, done in Zambia? And what projects have, okay. Also not clear on this question, but the essence of YDS is you identifying a problem in your community. So where you are, what are the issues there that you think needs attention or needs you to address? Then you can come up with a project that would address that problem. Basically, that's the idea of YDS, is you taking action, taking responsibility. So when we talk about the SDGs, sustainability is the key word, the main word there. We are sustaining the earth for us, for today and for tomorrow, and to ensuring that we can coexist well with the resources that we have right now on Earth, and can also sustain it to make it available for the future generation. So anything that would hinder that, we try to solve the problem. So identify what could be the challenge in your community and then come up with a solution. Okay, so I'm seeing your response. Sasa, if it's planting trees, and like I said, if it's planting of trees, just like the video we watched, just look at a wide shot, a medium shot, a close-up shot. So that can guide you. Wide shots, let us see the environment. Let us see what the environment looked like before you started the project. Before you start the project, what does the environment look like? That's a wide shot. Establish the environment. Now, establish a medium shot of the people doing something. The people, in tools and trees. Establish various activities from different angles, and also capture close-up details of the trees, of the ground, the hole that you have created where you'll be putting the trees, of the materials you're going to use, the water, the sand, close-up shots of all of that. And we'd like to also see an established shot of how the environment looked like after the project has been completed. What does it look like? So we'll be able to establish the before and after. So you have, with your pictures and videos, if you can take it that way, you will tell the story. We can see where the story started from. The story started from what it was when you got there. That's where the story started from. So we can see the starting of that story with your pictures and with your videos. This is where the story started from. It was in this state of being. It was in this state, and then we came and we did something. So what is that thing you did? You also capture that with your pictures and videos. We all the activity that you're going to do that day, capture all of that. That is the second part of the story. So the first part, establish the problem you met. The second part, establish what you did to the problem. And then the third part, establish what happened after. So we'll be able to establish, okay, after doing all of this, what then became of that environment? That's, I believe, should answer your question. To what extent do you believe, I'm reading question from Society of, I can't see the full name. To what extent do you believe the art of photography has supported development communication by communicating critical social issues through visual media? To what extent do you believe? So do I believe that photography has, in different ways, in fact, what photography had done in terms of development communication is it makes people who are not in the problem to relate with the problem. So if there is a climate issue somewhere and I'm not affected, when you take pictures of the problem in that locality and I could see the photograph of what is going on somewhere, I can tell, I can visualize, and I could relate with what is happening. Like I could connect with it. Like, oh, there's truly a problem. It's different from you telling me. So showing is stronger than telling. You know, when you say, oh, there was a problem, I can't really picture to what extent the problem was. But when you show me the problem, then I can see how alarming the situation is. Then I may want to take an action, and I can take action in a different form. I can take action by probably going there to do something or by donating. So even for donors to contribute financially to your project, they want to see why they should donate. And you can achieve that effectively by showing them visually what the problem is, why they should be part of it. And not just pictures, videos. And then even the same funders that have supported your project, you can show them what you have done with it. So this is an aftermath of our action. This is a result of what we have done. And so it will also inspire them that, oh, my money or my contribution had caused a change somewhere. So I want to do more. So to a very great extent, so far, photography, both pictures and videos, have inspired transformation. And you cannot underestimate the power of telling stories visually. Visual storytelling inspires. Visual storytelling also dictates, to some extent, influence decision making on the actions that communities and people should take, the global community should take. And so to a very great extent, to answer your question, to a very great extent, and it's something that we should take advantage of. Are we going to be mindful of video size, or it can be of any size? So like I mentioned, prioritize the highest quality of your device. Yes, any size, but make sure it is the highest of your get the best quality possible and the best size. Size could mean when you're shooting a landscape and it is the 1080p dimension of the standard video. So that should answer your question. 2023, there was a YDOS project called Plastic Cleanup and Editing Expenditure in Zambia. Responding to question by a participant. Okay, yeah, someone is responding to a question, to the initial question I raised, that what was done in Zambia. So that answers the question. Thank you, Enoch Mwewa. I pardon me if I had mispronounced your name, but thank you so much for that response. How long are we expected to be done with the project? Apologies, my power just went up. How long are we expected to be done with the project? Victoria will give context to this. She will provide context to this. I believe she had mentioned it before, and she will still give response to that. Same here, pal. Yeah. Yeah, so it's part of the problem we have to solve in Africa. And we're even talking about alternate power source, solar power and all of that. So I'm currently using a battery and it went off. I think the power is not strong enough. So the new questions on project need video to be 5 minutes or 3 minutes only, or our case video would be how many? Okay, in this case, I'm not. In fact, what we are requesting for is all the visuals you recorded for every part of the project. Just document them in your drive. So that's why I said that don't edit it. The one you'll be sharing with us, let it not be the edited. So I believe you might be required to edit for yourself that you'll be posting on your social media platform, more like a 2-minute reel or highlight of what you have done, and you just want to post on social media to let people know what you're doing. So that you can also share that with us, But what we need is the raw visuals of the visuals you captured. If you, for example, you captured a landscape of the environment in let's say 10 seconds, you press a stop button and you go somewhere else to capture a medium shot, you press the stop button, and then so all those footages that you've captured, just upload them to a drive, that form. So we will sort them and make a story with what you will share with us. So it's not about so it's not going to be time constrained because you are not editing it for 5 minutes, for 3 minutes, for all of that. We want the raw form because we are making a story of what everyone will be doing with it. So a disclaimer, not all submitted videos will appear, because eventually what we are doing is like a 45 minutes to 60 minutes documentary, in which we may not capture we may not capture, but there might be a little feature of everybody's project. Somehow we'll try to incorporate everyone somehow, but just a disclaimer. And that's why the level of quality of your work would determine what eventually appears in the documentary. And so I'm encouraging us to be intentional about the quality, be intentional about the storytelling perspective when you are taking your pictures, when you are doing your videos. I've not really emphasized on the picture quality, but basically, let it not be overexposed, let it not be underexposed. What I mean by that is don't let it to be over, be bright. The light should not be too bright on the picture that you have white. I mean, something that should be off-white, turn it to full white, or I believe you understand what I mean. And underexposed, like this visual that you can see of me right now is underexposed because the quality of light is low. So that's an underexposed visuals. And so you can avoid that, add an extra light to it to make it in a moderate level. So it's not overexposed and it's not underexposed and it's well lit. So basically that is a quality. What is the max duration for video recording? I think I've answered the question. I believe we are clear that there's no particular duration. So but your shots should be intentional. Be intentional about your shots and just collate all the shots in a folder and then share with us. So when you edit them for yourself, you can also share the edited videos also. You can include it in that folder so that because we'll be reposting some of these things. So you can also share with us the link at which you have posted it. So maybe your social media platform, your Instagram, and you posted your highlights, you can share the link or add us. The moment you tag us, we will get it. Tag Leap Africa at Leap Africa on Facebook, on Instagram, and all the other. We're also on TikTok, on LinkedIn, YouTube, of course. So tag at Leap Africa, we get what you have posted, and then we can also repost and let people know what you are doing. So I believe that answers the question of duration of time. I mean, the time expected for the video recording. Some of our videos, some of our phones, a question says some of our phones don't have quality in terms of camera. Like I said, the highest quality of your phone is what you should use. So it doesn't matter at that point. Whatever is the highest quality of your phone is fine. Like I said quality matters, remember? And I also said story matters even more. So sometimes if you want to compromise the visual quality, you can compromise the visual quality at the expense, I mean, when you have a better story. So if you are telling us an interesting story that should be told, and your visuals is something that should appear. Sometimes we compromise quality. We'll use it to some extent, regardless of whatever quality it is. So prioritize the story you're telling, prioritize what you are capturing. So when you're capturing those details, let it be that you are capturing to tell a story. Oh, this is something that people should know. This action should be seen. This action should be seen and should be seen from this direction or from this perspective. So have storytelling in mind when you are capturing your pictures and your videos. So regardless of the quality of your phone. But just make sure that the highest setting, quality setting of your phone is what you are using. Please speak about the language, as local communities might prepare using their local language where they understand best for proper engagement and inclusion. Okay, so this is a very good question in terms of language. Though I'm speaking in English and I know I'm addressing a diverse community, different languages. And it was mentioned earlier that our YouTube is translating in French. So you can get the caption in French and other languages. So when you are sharing your visuals with us, maybe in the interview, you can put into perspective that it's going to be for global audience. So record in the language that you have locally, right? We'll be aware of that language, and then we can be intentional about translating. You can also go further to help with the translation. if you can have a translated version in terms of a caption, that would be good. If not, you can still share with us what you have. And one way you can also help with us with that is also we'll get to you. We can even reach out to you if we need support with the translation in English, so that it will be useful for everybody. But typically, even when our content goes out in English, we are intentional now about getting into diverse audience. So that translation is also key. So in terms of submitting your visuals, submit it in a language you can submit it. We would put that together and find a way to make it understandable to different language audience. I believe that helps. What is duration of video to be sent to you? For example, 2 weeks, 1 month. So it should be when you are submitting your report, immediately you finish your project. So don't have to stay too long. So you have recorded the visuals already, you have them, you have access to those visuals on your phone or your digital devices. Immediately upload it to the drive and share the drive with us. Immediately. So it doesn't have to take up to a week to do. So it should be in days, actually, a maximum of 3 days, in my expectation. And so since you have the visuals with you, get access to the internet, upload it to the drive and share the link to the drive with us. Yeah, it shouldn't take too long. And if you have any challenge whatsoever, you can reach out to us and then we can provide support where necessary. If my project gets funding, for example, and I'm allowed to attach Leap Africa and YDOS logo alongside mine, okay, am I allowed to the edited video? Okay, so now I said if my project gets funding, basically you can have YDOS on your visuals because it's a YDOS project. But we'll give you guide. It's part of the things we're going to share with you. It will also give you guide on how you use the logos. I'm talking about the edited videos now. So don't add logos to the ones you are putting into the folder. So for edited videos, you might want to add YDOS logo and Leap Africa, but there'll be a guide on how that should be used, so that you can properly position the logo effectively on the videos. I believe if you have a logo, you might want to put your logo also to show yourself as the author of the video. But the guide will be sharing with you. The video guide will include the use of logos. Yeah, that's for Christopher's question. Onyinachi Dennis, please share your social media handles and addresses. I just joined. So at Leap Africa, at Leap Africa. So you would, on all the platforms, just type Leap Africa and then you see us at Leap Africa. Yeah. Okay. So yes, thank you, Victoria. She had shared, not just Leap Africa. Thank you for that, Victoria. At Youth Day of Service also. Youth Day of Service. Youth Day of Service. At Youth Day of Service. You can find at Youth Day of Service on Instagram and on Facebook, Twitter. So at Youth Day of Service. And it's also important that you add the hashtag to all your posts. Your post on different platforms at Youth Day of Service. Hashtag the Youth Day of Service as useful and useful. Then you can tag us, tag Leap Africa, tag Youth Day of Service. So remember the 2 hashtags is on the chat box. You can see what Victoria had posted as Youth Day of Service, hashtag Youth Day of Service, hashtag useful and useful. Then tag Leap Africa, tag Youth Day of Service, that is as Leap Africa at Youth Day of Service. On all of those platforms, you should find us there. Yep. Okay. Okay. I think I've exhausted the questions here. Do we have... So, okay, I'm seeing some other questions. Okay, so a question says, how do you... So, how you send the link of the Google Drive. This should be included in your reports that will be sent to us. So your project will have a report that will be shared with us. So you would include the drive, your media link, in that report that you'll be sending for your project. So the link will be attached to that report. Yeah, I believe that answers your question. So projects technically, I believe, are started, but in terms of the project, Victoria will speak more to that. You can ask more questions from Victoria, and she can provide support to that. So, like I said earlier, the whole boot camp that we'll be having is to give you all the information you need to do the best possible in this YDOS. So we're having other facilitators to speak to different things that's to provide information and guide that will help you to do the best you can in this project YDOS. So just make sure you don't miss any of the session, and if for any reason you miss any, you can always watch a replay on the YouTube channel. I believe the recording might be shared with us also. So you would always get to watch back and get any detail that you may have missed. So I believe the last question, will a report template be given? Yes, to be given to you. Victoria will speak more to that. So at this moment, I am so happy to be here. I'm glad to have this moment with you. And I believe this has been a useful time with you. And you have all, the details or the tips you need to tell your story better. Yeah. So beyond what you'll be sharing with us, it's also important you tell your story. I think I've not really emphasized on that. Tell your story on your social media platform. Let people know your story. What is your story? What problem have you identified in your community? And what are you doing about that problem? You should be doing something. We want to see more young people join the YDOS, and I want you to let the people in your community know that there's something called YDOS and they have to be part of it too. So get more people to volunteer, get more people to initiate a project. Tell them about what we are trying to do, because one person can't solve the problem alone. So we need more people to be part of it to solve these problems that we find existing around us across the continent of Africa. And young people have the energy, have the intellect, the capacity to contribute greatly in this in solving this problem. So be the advocate now. Go and engage more people to be part of it. Your neighbor, your classmates, those people you speak to every time, you ask them, have you heard of YDOS? Have you heard of the Youth Day of Service? If you are youth, then it should be useful. If you are youth, then you should be useful. Let that be the message you take from here, wherever you find yourself. If you meet any young person, ask them, have you heard of YDOS? Are you doing something? If you are youth, you should be useful. And so I would hand over now to Victoria. Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate this time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Joshua, for this elaborate and very insightful presentation. Can we appreciate Joshua in the chat with our virtual applause, send him emojis, tell him thank you for sharing your wealth of knowledge with us. Joshua, we really appreciate you and we thank you for sharing that really insightful session with us. Yes, let's keep it coming. Thank you. Thank you so much, Joshua. Thank you, guys. Let's appreciate him. Yeah, you spoke for quite a while, and I know that a lot of things have been shared, but the emphasis here is on the need to tell your story, because no other person will tell your story for you. You have to tell it yourself. And so yes, thank you so much. Yes, great lessons. I really agree. Yes, thank you so much, Joshua. Thank you for that session. One shield mod. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Josh, for that. Thank you, everyone, for sticking with us. We started at some minutes past 10. I think 10:30 something, and this is 12:01. Thank you for really paying attention and engaging and for all your questions. I believe by now we have an understanding of what we need to do when it comes to multimedia documentation as regards YDOS. We really want you to tell your story and we want you to tell it well. We want you to be able to send us materials that we can use to be able to showcase the good work you are doing on the SDGs. So please do not let go of the tips that has been shared today. Use them, and we're looking forward to getting something brilliant from you. So we'll be wrapping up now. We were supposed to have a session on the SDGs, but we'll have that session tomorrow, same time, 10:30 a.m. But if anything changes, if we have any change to tomorrow's program, we'll let you know. We'll send you an email and we'll send the information on the WhatsApp group. I also wanted to speak about the emails. We've been sending a couple of emails about this session, the program schedule, what you are, what we expect of you and what you should expect of us. But there are still some complaints about, oh, we've not been getting your emails, we've not been getting any information, just joining and all of that. Please let us have your correct email address. You can email us at ydos@leapafrica.org, or you drop it on the chats, WhatsApp chat if you're on the WhatsApp group. Please let us have your email address. Your correct email address is really important so that we can all be on the same page and we're sure that the information that we are sending to you is getting to you. Then another thing again I wanted us to know is that after this call, we'll be sending you a feedback form for this session. We'd like to hear from you, how you think the session went, what your suggestions or recommendations to make this learning experience for you better. So we'll be sending that link to you shortly after this call by email and also by WhatsApp. Please endeavor to fill it. We have a short timeline, so we'd like you to fill it between now and, between when we get off the call and 5 p.m. today, please. We want that form or those forms to be filled between when we get off the call and 5 p.m. today. Our email address is ydos@leapafrica.org. YDOS. The YDOS is small letter YDOS@leapafrica.org. If you have any questions or any inquiries or you're having technical challenges joining on any of the sessions, please reach out to us by that email address and we will get across to you. So I think we're in a good place to wrap up this meeting. I think I have 1 or 2 minutes to respond to any questions as regards the program generally. I know that on Monday we had shared like a roadmap to YDOS, what you do, at the point of registration, what to expect and what you should, do at that point. I'm not sure we still have some gray areas, or if there are any gray areas, please let me know so that we can quickly address it right here before we get off the call. Okay, if you're not on the WhatsApp group, please send us an email with your WhatsApp number so that we can add you on. We have different WhatsApp groups. So for East Africa, people in East Africa, we have a different WhatsApp group for them. People in West Africa, North Africa, Central Africa, Southern Africa, we all have different WhatsApp groups. So please let us know if you are not on any WhatsApp group, or if you are not getting any emails at all. You can reach out to us by email, or you send me a DM on WhatsApp. So that can be done ASAP. Okay. Okay, so the roadmap for YDOS this year, like we had mentioned, at the point of registration, where you register on the links to register either as a project lead or as a project volunteer, you would get an email confirming that you have registered on YDOS. So as soon as that is done, for those that are project leads, you get an email sharing, like reconfirming the projects that you have submitted. While for those that are project volunteers, you will get an email after you have registered and clicked, oh, I want to be a volunteer. You're supposed to get an email that will tell you, okay, you have registered to be a volunteer. This is the project that you're volunteering on, and these are your project volunteer project list details. That's the email you're supposed to get at the point of registration. However, for those that did not get that email, we'll be reaching out to you very shortly to provide that information so that you can get paired up with the project lead that is leading the project that you are interested in volunteering on. Okay, so that will be done today, tomorrow max. You'll get that information shortly. So after that is done, the next thing for you to do is to attend all the sessions of this bootcamp. Now, let me tell you why it is very important for you to attend these sessions. This session is designed for you to be able to know and get all the knowledge and skill that you need to be able to do impactful projects. So it's not enough for you to say, okay, I've identified a problem in my community and I want to solve it, but you do not know how to solve it. You do not have the technical skills to solve it. You do not know how to put a project together, how to write a proposal together, or how to even draw up a budget, or how to even fundraise, or even talk to people to be able to buy into your project. All that information will be given to you during this boot camp. So that is why it's important for you to always attend these sessions and listen in, and also contribute actively in these sessions, right? So that's one advantage of joining the boot camp. The second advantage is that your complete attendance on this bootcamp gives you an edge when we are selecting projects that are going to be funded. So Leap Africa, unfortunately, would not be able to give funding to everybody across Africa that has volunteered or indicated interest in carrying out a project. We do not have that budget, right? We are very restricted with budget. So we are able to fund only a select few of people that have very exceptional projects and projects that meet the goals of YDS, which is addressing any SDG problem and is meeting the goals of Leap Africa. So attending this bootcamp, one of the criteria we're going to use for selecting is complete attendance. So this is why you need to be at all sessions, and you need to ensure that you get all the information that will be passing across to you. Another advantage of you being on this journey with us is that at the end of YDOS, we're going to have a virtual awards ceremony where we'll be recognizing outstanding young change makers like yourself that has done tremendous, amazing, impactful work in their communities. So that session will be recognizing them and giving them award certificates, to recognize their efforts as part of the people that have joined YDOS program this year. Also, we're going to be having different awards categories. So we're going to have SDG Hero of the Year. We're going to have the Trailblazer Award. That's the person that has come up with the most innovative solution to any SDG problem in their community. So many different awards categories, which is going to be like a tip on your resume when you're putting your resume together. So imagine you winning any of those awards and you add it to your resume and say, oh, I have done this before. This is how I've been recognized before. You know, it adds some kind of flavor and color to your CV. So we encourage that you make the most of this opportunity so that you can get all the benefits that we have for you for this year. So after the boot camp, the next step is to is the screening process, is the selection process. So this process is when we are selecting the projects that we are able to fund. Remember I said we would like to fund everybody, but we don't have that budget. So for people that we are not able to fund, please, we encourage that you take out, you know, time to crowdfund for your project, enlist the help of other people to support you to do projects. Now, do not go and create a project that is so big in terms of financial capacity to achieve. Please create a project that is something that you can do, that is within your capacity, your financial capacity, your physical capacity, and, you know, something that you can easily achieve. Don't go and create something that is so big that you cannot achieve, right? So we are going to be funding those people as well. If you're the lucky one, you're going to get funded for sure. And you also, we're expecting reports from you as well, which is what Joshua spoke about during his session. So after the screening process, we're going to have, you know, people that we have selected that are going to be funded by Leap Africa to defend their project, which is the virtual video pitch you're going to be submitting for that project. So once that is done, we're going to announce you on social media to say, okay, these are the 100 lucky people we are supporting this year on YDOS. These are the 100 few people we are giving, you know, I'm just using 100 as an example right now. So you're going to have your project displayed on social media. That is not to say that those that are not funded directly by Leap Africa will not have their project displayed. Everybody's project will be displayed on our website, is going to be displayed on social media as well. So it is very important for us to know what you're doing. You tag us so that we are able to see and also repost for a larger audience to be part of your projects, right? So after that is done, we go into project implementation. You go out to implement your project, send us pictures, use the tips Joshua has shared with you, and share with us as well so that we can know what you're doing. We'll now expect a report from you. So we're going to be sending everyone on YDS a particular report template where we're able to harvest the impact of what you have done. So we are not concerned basically with the kind of activity. We're not activity based. I'm trying to explain this well. We are not focused so much on activity. We are focused on the impact of what you are doing. What are you doing to make life better for another person? What are you doing that is causing a positive change in your community? What are you doing that is directly affecting, you know, the quality of life, the quality of the planet in general? So those are the kind of projects we are interested in, and we would like to see real impact and outcomes from your project implementation. Once we have done the project implementation and we have harvested the report, everything you send us, the pictures, the videos, you know, the tags on social media, we'll collate them together and use it to form the kind of documentary Joshua showed you, just to showcase your work, your project to the larger world, and to say, oh, some crops of youth across Africa are doing XYZ, and this is amazing, and we want everybody to see it. So that's, in a nutshell, is the journey for YDOS this year. I really hope that this is clear enough, but if you have more questions or any clarification, please reach out by email to us, YDOS at Leap Africa, or you drop a message on the WhatsApp group. so that we can attend to your questions. Okay, so I see some questions here, just to quickly attend to them before we go. So someone is asking how much it is. So we are not able to disclose right now. When we get to that phase of the project, we'd let you know how much it is. But the most important thing for us is to design your project idea in such a way that it is impactful and it is sustainable. So beyond YDOS, so YDOS is a year, is for a year. It's not like for 10 years or 2 years, right? So beyond the funding, if you get funded this year, beyond the funding you will get, is it a project that you can continue to do without this financial support of LEAP Africa? Is it something you can do on your own? So that's what we are looking at, right? So when we get to that point of this project, we would let you know how much it is. I'm trying to see if we find if there are other questions before we go. Okay, someone is asking if I can engage more people and bring more volunteers on my project, would they have to register on YDOS platform before they join me to execute the project? Yes, please. You can engage more people. In fact, we want more people. Our target this year is to reach 12,000, is to mobilize 12,000 young people across Africa, which is very audacious for us, right? So we want more people, more young people to join on the journey, join on the, this train, and let's achieve the SDGs, right? So we want you to engage more people. However, they have to register on YDOS platform so that we can have that data of how many people we are actually working with this year. So if you know anybody that wants to volunteer or is interested in what you're doing, feel free to share them the link, let them register so we can have their data and we can have it more coordinated. Okay, someone is asking, are we sharing the videos and pictures in the process of the project or after the completion of the project, or both? Okay, so we are doing both, right? So we have a twist to the project, to the way we are going to harvest your documentation this year. So there's something called a day in the life of an SDG volunteer, or a day in the life of a YDOS volunteer, right? That concept is all about documenting how you're going to implement your project from when you wake up till the end of the day. So something like what they do on TikTok. I know that all of us, we are very tech savvy, right? We are on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter, and we know how these things work. Or let me just assume that we know how these things work, right? So this thing that they do currently, Get Ready With Me, where people come and show you how they dress up to go to the office, or how they dress up to go to the market, or something like that. That is what we want to do with YDOS. We want to see how you arrange your project, how you coordinate with your project lead and your project volunteer on the day you are implementing your project. So we want to see from start to finish all the things it takes you to get there, all the things it takes you to implement the project. We want you to put it together and share it with us. So after the completion of the project, we also want you to share that link or the video material with us so that we can see it. I hope that is clear. Okay. Someone is asking, what's the difference between the volunteer and project lead? Okay, so the project lead is the person that is registering a project, right? You are the one saying, oh, there's a problem in my community. For instance, my community does not have clean water and I want to do something to address that. So you register, you come up with a project to say, okay, maybe I want to create a borehole, for example, right now. Maybe I want to create a borehole so that my community can have clean water. That is a project that is associated with the SDGs, right? It's a project that speaks to the SDGs. So you register that project on YDOS as the project lead. So you are the one with the responsibility of leading that project, of managing that project, of implementing that project, of coordinating the people that will work with you on that project. The project volunteer, on the other hand, are those people that are supporting you on that project. They are giving you their time, they are working with you, to manage the project, to coordinate the project, all the things you need to make sure that project actually happens. They are the ones to help you with that. So that's the difference, right? The project lead is the owner of the project, is the figurehead of the project, while the volunteer are the people supporting that person to make sure those projects come to life. I hope I've been able to answer that question. I don't know if we have any more questions. I think I have just 1 minute before we wrap up. Any more questions? I can't see any on the chats. Okay, so I believe we're in a good place to wrap up today's session. Thank you so much for hanging on with us. Okay, thank you so much for doing this with us. Thank you for staying. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attentiveness, for your active participation. Thank you, and thank you, and thank you. We will do this again tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. However, if there is any change to the program or to the time, or to if the program is happening tomorrow, if the session is happening tomorrow, we will let you know in good time. Thank you so much, and do have a pleasant day. Bye-bye.